I still think Navas will be the number one keeper at PSG.
Messi. How are we gonna rate? How are we gonna rate this? I'm gonna rate. Okay, we'll rate it on transfer in terms of like how.
I really think we should rate based on their price tag, because that's the most interesting one.
10 out of 10, bro. 10
Oh
out of 10 to get Messi for free. I know his wages are a lot, but bro, Messi for free. And that amount of money for Messi, PSG, it's like a fraction of what PSG have, man. For real, bro. 10 out of 10 for me. Expectations. I mean, he has to win the Champions League now. He has to, because if he doesn't, then yeah, he's terrible. No, not he's terrible. Like it just shows that PSG are just like terrible in the Champions League. Like I don't know, like some guy possessed them or something. Then, so yeah, that's me. What about you, Darren? Rate Messi. Serious doing something now, but you're going.
It's a 10 out of 10 signing.
Yeah, obviously. What are your expectations?
I mean, I think it's Messi, so I think it's quite normal to expect the unexpected from him.
The good unexpected or the bad unexpected?
Good unexpected.
Surya? Rate Messi's transfer, bro.
Messi's transfer.
Why are you bro? It's so
because
easy.
Because I think that Messi was kind of bound to leave Barca, because I think he wanted to kind of leave Barca also, I think. So
he wanted to the previous season, but
he changed his mind.
So,
like after he won the Copa, he was like so happy that he's like, yeah, calm, I'll stay in Barca.
Yeah, and I think it will also be more interesting for the whole of for football also if he changed from Barca. So it was expected, but the team he went to was unexpected. So it's kind of mix of both for me. Expected, but
we're rating the transfer on.
Okay. The
price,
the exact transfer. Yeah, that was a bit unexpected, lah. But
no, like the price, like how much would you rate the price? Like 10 out of like Messi is for free. How much would you rate that the transfer? Me and Darren say 10 out of 10. Just like to get Messi for free. Come on, man.
Yeah, obviously, that's a steal, bro. Like,
sorry, so you say 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's free. Like,
what are your expectations for Messi?
Expectations for Messi.
I went with he has to win the Champions League now. Darren went with expect the unexpected, the good ones, obviously.
Yeah. For me, Messi is a person he is a player who has skill. He doesn't really need much training, so he's literally all skill. So I think that he is definitely he'll definitely perform like very well on his own, but then working with the squad and stuff, that I have to see first. So it'll kind of be interesting to see. So for me, individually he'll be a very, very good player, but in the squad it's gonna be very interesting to see.
I still think time for them to gel. Yeah. So speaking of PSG,
it definitely has time. It needs a lot of time for them to gel, but yeah, definitely he will be good. Like he has standards, I guess.
Speaking of PSG, let's go to the next player. We'll go for Donnarumma.
Okay.
10 out of 10 for me, man. 10 out of 10 for me. For free again.
Yeah.
With the player of that quality.
Oh yeah, it was free, right?
Yeah, it was free, bro. Just won the Euros. Just got best player of Euros. Got the best goalkeeper, I think. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. Expectations. I think at this point, Donnarumma is like the top echelon of the goalkeeping world now. Like he is up there. So I think it's just like I think you have to look at it. You gotta expect the best from it. And I think for PSG, I'm gonna say that we're gonna talk about PSG transfer later. I think my expectation is PSG players now have to win the Champions League. the one that comes in. So yeah, I think 10 out of 10 from me for Donnarumma, and then yeah, expectations you have to reach everything. Darren, your thoughts on Donnarumma?
The transfer itself is the 10 out of 10, but my
Yeah.
expectation for Donnarumma, I would say I'll be easy on him because he's how do you say, he is very good. He's a very good goalkeeper, but I don't think he will. I still think Navas will be the number one keeper at PSG. So
Oh, I mean, I don't feel you're wrong. Because
this is
Navas is a quality keeper, but after what you see what Donnarumma is capable of, then
I feel like this is a signing. This is a post Navas signing. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's less about right now. It's more about when Navas finally like starts to
decline.
drop in form. Then that's when Donnarumma will start picking up the pace already.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my expectation for him is just I would want him to settle in as quickly as possible lah. So I wouldn't say like I expect him to be like the number one immediately. I don't think so.
Surya?
For me is he definitely it's a 10 out of 10. It's free and stuff. Yeah, Donnarumma. For me, my expectation for him is, I wouldn't say very high, but then I have quite a expectation for Donnarumma based on his performance in the Euros and stuff. Because you see, my problem is with sometimes some players with their country and with their clubs, they can totally have
True.
two different style of playing. Like I think that happened with Pogba also after the World Cup when he came back to MU and stuff. So I don't really know how Donnarumma is gonna fare out in PSG, and I also can agree with what Darren said, that he's kind of like they're kind of easing him into a replacement of Navas. So it's, yeah, I would say I'll kind of have like a certain expectation for him, like not high level, but then like a certain like normal moderate level. Like he needs to do well. Like they need, I feel like with these transfers, Donnarumma needs to at least help PSG with this place. I think PSG should at least get into the semi-finals of the Champions League. At least semi-finals. Yeah.
Moving on. Now, Ramos. For free again. Surya?
I'm not a big fan of Ramos.
Yeah, I was not a
As-
fan of Ramos.
As you can tell
You guys know why,
by the history, but I was kind of forced to like Ramos because he played for Spain and stuff and all that stuff. But then, normally not a big fan of Ramos. Some of y'all may already know why, because
This is just hilarious now.
yeah, it's kind of confusing. But yeah, Ramos is definitely a 10 out of 10. I mean, all his plays so the PSG got free is definitely a 10 out of 10. So yeah,
Getting flashbacks.
it's
Look at Dennis' face.
see, I'm in a very difficult position here. One hand, I need to uphold the sanctity of the club I support, and another, I need to give an honest opinion about this whole thing. Yeah, I would say that I expect Ramos to be on form for PSG. He really has to prove it, because I feel as Ramos as a player, I don't think he's like, is he controversial? I don't really think controversial, but I think he has a lot of enemies. Definitely a lot of enemies. And
He's an anti-hero. He's an anti-hero.
yeah,
He'll do anything to win. He'll do
he's
anything
kind
to
of,
win.
yeah, he's kind of like the villain, kind of like Jake Paul, something like that. Yeah, I think that if he doesn't perform with PSG, like with a certain expectation, he is gonna get clowned, definitely a lot. But yeah, I definitely expect a lot from him from PSG. Not just for my sake, but for his sake also. He needs to do it for his sake to protect himself. He's gonna
Protect himself.
to get
Protect
to get
himself.
he's gonna get slewed, bro. Like if he doesn't do well in PSG. I mean, not
defense.
doesn't do well. Like he doesn't do like decently.
I think at the end of the day, this man has been doing it for the past 15 years already.
Yeah.
And I think he's at
I think
that
he's gonna
point.
end up in the locker, man.
He's at this point in his life where he really doesn't have to be proving anything to anyone. Like I
Yeah,
mean,
true.
why else would he go to be? I mean, he could go to any other club. If anything, he could possibly return back to Sevilla. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't
Yeah.
really have to. He doesn't really have to go to PSG. But I think him going to PSG is sort of like a statement of him saying like he can still do it, but he
Yeah.
doesn't have to prove it to anybody. No.
I think a lot of people expected him to retire with Real Madrid. A lot of people thought he couldn't hack. I mean, yeah, he has like 15 years. He has like a lot of experience. He has a record and stuff. But people think that he may eventually not die off, but eventually, like end his career with Real Madrid. I think.
It would have been nice like if he could have retired at Madrid, but
Yeah, so that's why when he came to PSG, it was kind of a shock to me. Kind of a statement, lah. Yeah.
it's just not really.
It would have been a perfect ending, lah.
It just doesn't seem right, a player like Ramos to.
Yeah.
He's gonna play with Messi as well, bro. What parallel universe are we living in, man?
It just felt a bit odd lah when he moved to.
PSG,
Yeah.
But yeah, I still think he adds a lot to that PSG team.
Oh yeah, bro, massive.
Yeah.
Like-
mentality wise, they
He's
will
gonna-
be
He's gonna be quite
monster, man.
people are gonna look. He's gonna be the one that people look up to in that locker room because he's got that experience. He's been there. He's done that already.
Do you think
And
possibly he could become the captain?
No, I think
Of
Marquinhos was still. I think Marquinhos was still.
I think Marquinhos will still be captain because
Yeah.
he's been there a lot.
But
So
Ramos is just as a captain as Marquinhos is without the armbands.
yeah,
And no one else in the only Neymar. I think only Neymar in the current PSG squad have won the Champions League, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah.
He really does add that. He does add that.
Ramos and Neymar, lah. Ramos, Neymar, Di Maria.
Messi.
they've all-
Yeah, Messi.
As
Navas.
Yeah, but they don't have that kind of captain to
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like when you want to win the Champions League, you need a captain, and you need an anti-hero like Ramos, and they have got the perfect.
I mean,
Right.
Neymar can give you advice about how to win. Like how do we tackle the Champions League? But I think usually the best.
Yeah, it has to be that mentality that you need from a
Yeah,
the best-
monster like Ramos.
The best advice come from people like Ramos.
Alright. Back to topic. We actually had off topic there. Literally we did. So Sarah, 10 out of 10, and then your expectations is that he'll be very, very good.
yeah, he is.
Darren?
He will.
I mean, it's a good signing. I would say it's an 8 out of 10. I wouldn't say it's not necessarily a 10 out of 10 signing. It's a
Yeah.
Okay.
My expectation for him is I don't think he's gonna be playing a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, you know what? I was actually gonna agree with you. Because-
This is like that kind of signing you sign for your team. You sign a big player, but that big player is sort of like reaching the end of their career, so you don't really play them all the time.
Yeah.
Do you ever like come across those kind of signings?
It's basically like you sign him to kind of overall like help the team.
Yeah, it's a bit like a last hurrah for them, and also it benefits you also.
I don't think Ramos will be. Do you think Ramos might like transfer to another team like until his career ends, like until he retires.
I don't-
think if I don't,
I don't
I
think
think stay. I think once his contract is up at PSG, then he'll stop. Man's 35. Like I know he can go long, but like
Yeah,
you
he-
know what I mean?
Yeah.
The centre backs at PSG also is quite they're very good. So I don't see Ramos really playing all the games.
Kipembe, yeah. I'm gonna rate like Darren. I think I'm gonna go 8 out of 10, and I think my expectation is he's not gonna play all the league one games, but he's gonna play all the Champions League games because I look at that team. They have Kipembe, they have Marquinhos. I think those two are really good. And I think those two will play more than Ramos because what Pochettino was like, or like maybe PSG were like, all right, we'll bring in Ramos for Champions League. So I think and also Ramos is old now. Like last season, he didn't have the best of seasons at Real Madrid. Like he was like really flaky. He was not flaky. I don't know, just something was off with him. So I think it's 8 out of 10 because there's like a possibility of him like dropping down to his level, lower than the level that's set. And I think he'll play not a lot of games because Marquinhos and Kipembe has Darren said. So yeah, that's Ramos. Next up, Hakimi.
Oh, this is the
They did spend money on him. They did spend money on him. 60 odd mil. Isn't it? Yeah, 60 odd mil.
this is a good. It's a good.
I'm gonna go with a 7 out of 10 because I think he's gonna play right back a lot, but he's not really a right back traditionally. Like he's more of a right wing back, if anything, a right mid. He can play right back, but if you want someone like Florenzi played that last season, right? If you want someone more reliable, then it shouldn't be Hakimi. But again, if Pochettino thinks his defensive work is as good as he wants it to, then I think he's going to be able to sign it. It's just to me, I give it 7 out of 10 because he's going to play at that right back side. He will get targeted because, in my opinion, defensively he's not the best. Because he is a right wing back and a right back. Like you look at a trend. His defending, you could argue, is not the best. To me, it's all right. And with Hakimi, it's the same thing. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for me. Expectation is he'll be targeted, but I think he'll be able to cope. But there is the possibility of him being like, yeah, like done. Well, not that. It's not done. It's like, all right, we've done enough. So yeah, 7 out of 10, and then yeah. So yeah, Hakimi.
Hakimi, I would say it's I would give it an 8 out of 10. I think. I would say the overall transfer about Hakimi is good. He has good speed, athleticism. How do you pronounce this word? I become dyslexic now.
Athleticism.
Yeah, okay. I'm becoming dyslexic here. Okay.
I can tell you're tired, sir. I can tell you're tired.
Yeah. So yeah, he
Let's
has.
get one more.
He is definitely a good player, but I don't necessarily see as why he's not really like how do I phrase this? He's not really. He's kind of like a surprise transfer for me for PSG. Like he isn't really PSG doesn't really need him, I feel. So I'm kind of still confused about why PSG had bought him. He is a good player. He has skills and all. He's fast, but I feel that PSG already has very good players that can play his position. Not necessarily. I don't really see why he's here, but yeah, I don't really have much thought on him. I still don't really understand why PSG had bought him. So yeah.
Darren?
I think
Serious is clueless.
Yeah, I'm really clueless about him.
That's fine.
I have watched Hakimi this past week, and I do think it's a very exciting acquisition from PSG. I think from his time at Dortmund really showed how good he is at attacking wise. yes, there might be word like he's not good defensively, but I think overall that comes with age as well. So like, you can that one you can improve as well. As long as you're willing to improve, then it should be okay. But it's not that terrible at defending. So, but overall, I think in a way it's good because Florenzi also is 30. He's almost 31 already, and this is a and there aren't many good and there aren't many good young right backs now. So I guess PSG saw this as like a chance to strengthen one of their position, and they decided to act on it. So transfer, I give it 7.5 lah. But it a very high 7.5 expectation. I think he's gonna do quite well.
Okay. Alright, we're gonna talk about two more players, and then we're gonna cut this. We're gonna stop this because I think it's really quite long.
Yeah.
Because we waffled.
I
We waffled
become-
too much. Sorry guys, we didn't plan this properly. We should have planned this properly. We should have done a tier list, to be honest.
I'm also very dyslexic now. I don't know what's happening.
No, I think you're tired, man. You
Yeah,
No. It's no. I usually don't. I usually do work like up to like 12 something. Then at 12 to 1, I would like watch a few like series and stuff, and then I will go to sleep at like 1:30 or something. So it's not really
Yeah.
new, but it's just that I'm not used to seeing like a laptop screen at this time. That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
we're gonna do this. We're gonna do one more video and it's done. Okay, because I just thought of something. Okay. We're gonna talk about two more transfers.
Okay.
1 and 2 from the Premier League. Jack Grealish. Darren?
Wallahi.
Huh? Wow. Wallahi, eh? Wallahi. Then astaghfirullah. Right, Darren. Thoughts.
I think it's a lot of people say that we don't need a player like Grealish and stuff like that because we have we have a lot of midfielders already and stuff like that. But I mean, maybe because they don't watch all the games. I mean, I watch all the games, so I would know firsthand what exactly the team lacks lah. I think the team lacks not just creativity, but they lack a sense of directness, and these are two things Grealish can bring to the team. Yes, some people might say he right now he's not doing the best, but I think as time progresses, he can definitely turn into one of the good one of a kind footballers lah. So and then for price, I mean obviously it's unfortunate lah. It's 100 million, but it's the release clause, so I guess it's understandable.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
you want me to rate or what?
Yeah, rate.
I'd say it's a 8 out of 10. And then my expectation for him is I think this season it's gonna be a bit like Mahrez when we signed Mahrez. There's gonna be a lot of hype like at the start, and then he'll need to take some time to settle in because like when Mahrez came.
Guys, Merdeka, sorry to interrupt, but yeah, Merdeka. Alright, anyways.
Yeah.
Sorry.
When Mahrez came in also, he was quite sluggish and he was still trying to get in grips with what Pep wanted him to do with and without the ball. So that's something Grealish is still learning at the moment. So
yeah.
my
He's
expectation.
Grealish has been quite good, to be honest. I mean, for my fantasy, like, hey.
Hey, Darren, I have one question for you. Without the release clause, how much do you think a City would pay for Grealish?
50 to 80 in my opinion.
Wait,
He's not worth 100 million.
when you say without the release clause, how much will we pay for it?
Yeah, without the release clause, like just a normal transfer.
The maximum we'll probably go is also probably 70, I think. I don't know if they were really forced into it, but I feel like this is usually the board don't sanction this kind of deals. Like if it's like even though it's release clause, if it's like 100, even if it's 80, they really wouldn't touch it. But I feel like I trust that the board have made the right decision. breaking the transfer record for
Yeah.
him. You know, usually we don't spend this kind of money on a player, so for for us to suddenly spend it on a player like him, I think it speaks volume as to what kind of player and a person he is as well.
Mm. So okay.
They see something in him which convinced them to pay the 100 million release cost.
Okay. For me, on Jack Grealish is I would I was very surprised when I heard
Same.
City
Same.
bought bought Jack Grealish at a release clause and for 100 mil. I knew Grealish was gonna move definitely, but I was like, okay, City's gonna buy him. Then I saw release clause 100 mil. I thought City's gonna do a last minute pullback, and they went for it. Um, I was very surprised. Obviously, they definitely see something. They see potential in him, like what Darren said, that sense of directness, and he thinks that they think that Grealish can provide that for the team. For me, definitely Grealish is a good player, but um, if I was like in the board of directors for City, I don't think I would have gone for Grealish. I think it is definitely a gamble, so I hope that the gamble pays off. So yeah.
Why? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I know it's very contradictory, but
Let the man be. Let the man be.
yeah. So so I would rate the whole transfer window like,
Not whole transfer window.
I mean the
Grealish
price,
only. Grealish only.
the price. I mean the price would be I would say 8 or a 7 because it is a gamble. So we'll see how the gamble pays out. But a lot of people will be pissed, I think, at the start because there is a lot of hype around him now, and I don't think he's gonna live up to the hype immediately. As would any player, they need time to get accustomed to the club. So yeah, he's definitely gonna get a bit of backlash. So yeah.
I think he's that type of player. I don't think he'd be phased by those kind of things.
Yeah, he won't be faced. I'm not saying he'll be faced. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that
yeah.
he will definitely
be.
get, because there is definitely a lot of hype around him now. So yeah,
I
that's
go
me.
for 8 out of 10 because of the price and the expectations that will come from him, and also the fact that he's gonna have to settle in, like Darren said about Mahrez.
Yeah.
And then my expectations for him will be, I think, be like Mahrez. He'll be a good player. He'll have moments, but it'll take some time to settle in. Because I watched a couple of City games. He's not like the one who will bring the ball, pass, and then go. He's more like a hold the ball, bring the defenders. Then there's an opening, then he passes. So it will take time for him to use because Pep is more like a pass. Someone right behind score. Grealish is more like alright, take your time, wait for the chance. Pep is like, no, you have to be fast, which is kind of like the opposite. But again, like I think the fact Grealish is quite young, and Pep will probably like, alright, I can build you to a good player. Like you see with Sterling, you see with De Bruyne, kind of change the system, change the play. Like De Bruyne now tracks back. So yeah, so those are.